Welcome to the Senior Living 411 series. November is Fall Prevention Month, and today's topic is the 411 on what to do if you witness a fall. For those of you who haven't joined the show before, welcome once again. My name is Desiree King, and I'm a Senior Home Safety Advisor here in Ontario. I wanted to first share my story with you. The first question I'm often asked is, why are you doing this? You look so young. Or why do you care? And my honest, truthful answer is that it's my passion. Now, without dating myself, I was a candy striper when I was 14 years old. And how many of you remember what that was? Show your hands. Can't see them, but show your hands. Now put them down. Remember candy stripers? They wore a red and white apron, and in my case, they delivered books. I delivered books on the geriatric floor, and oftentimes that would lead to conversations. I then went on to work as a dietary aide in the geriatric ward of a hospital throughout my high school years, and since then I've worked in or owned several senior-related businesses. Most recently, I was a realtor for the past 6 years who specialized in working with the 55-plus demographic. I've taken a whole slew of courses in aging in place, downsizing, retirement living options, and dementia care. I've also worked as a client care coordinator for one of the leading home healthcare companies in North America. And I must admit that during my time spent as a realtor, I've always felt a pull towards the educating and serving side of the business more so than the real estate side. So at the beginning of 2020, I knew that something in my life was about to change. I knew that my calling was greater than my career. Little did I know that we would be hit with a pandemic called coronavirus, and none of us knew that. Over the past 7 months, coronavirus has killed roughly 9,822 Canadians. 81% of these deaths have been linked to long-term care homes. Now, health officials have cited the need for rigorous visitor and resident care protocols and precautions in these facilities, but the solution is also in our hands. We, as a people, as the future elderly population of this country, have to make some decisions as well. Now, I firmly believe that we as Canadians need to change our thinking and method of caring for the elderly. One possible solution is that we honor the wishes of our elderly members of society and allow them to stay at home by doing what places like Scotland has done and start pouring money into home modifications and home health care and caregiver support as opposed to hospital funding. Over the next 2 months, as I sat at home listening to the news and watching the number of deaths occur with our seniors, I realized that I wanted to do more than I was already doing. And I realized that being a realtor did not align with my desire to have a greater impact on the lives of seniors. The ancient Greek physician Hippocrates once said, "Drastic times call for drastic measures." And my drastic measure took the form of me officially resigning from real estate and turning my attention to my one thing, which is senior home safety. While many seniors want to stay at home safely, the truth is their homes are not equipped to do so. And I'm going to share some hardcore facts with you in a few minutes. In preparation for what I see will be a shift in the mindset of seniors, their adult children, and society on the whole, my main objective is to assist families in figuring out what is wrong in the homes of themselves or their loved ones and what needs to be addressed in order to allow our seniors to be safe in their own homes. Now, you may be wondering, why is fall prevention so important? Why is there one whole month for fall prevention? And the number one reason is falls are so common. Falls are the leading cause of fatal and non-fatal injuries in older adults. As a matter of fact, one in four older adults fall each year. And every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in a hospital emergency room for a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. The second reason is falls can cause serious injuries. Falls result in injuries such as hip fractures, broken bones, and head injuries. In fact, more than 2.8 million older adults are treated in emergency departments annually because of a fall, resulting in over 800,000 hospitalizations. Falls are also costly. The average hospital cost for a fall injury is over $30,000. Falls with or without injury carry a heavy burden on the quality of life. After a fall, many older adults develop a fear of falling, and as a result, they limit their activities and social engagements. Fear of falling can result in further physical decline, depression, social isolation, and feelings of helplessness. And falls also impact caregivers too. Research has shown that after a care recipient's first fall, caregivers report a significant increase in caregiver burden, fear of falling, and depression. Research has also shown that the toll on the family caregiver's health appears to increase over time. If you can prevent a fall, whether it is you as a caregiver or the person you are caring for, you can save time, stress, and money. And now is the best time, if ever, to pay attention to these tips because the numbers are picking up. People are being told stay in their homes, especially the vulnerable sector. The home where they're supposed to be safe needs to be safe because they're in their homes more. And no one wants to go to a hospital in times like these. Now, what do you do if you witness a fall? Well, often older adults may hide an injury because they fear losing control of their independence. They may also feel embarrassed by the ordeal, and it's important to reassure them. Make sure they know that even if they need some help at home, their dignity and their independence will be retained. If you witness someone fall, try to ensure that they visit their doctor or walk-in clinic for a checkover after. Today, I'm going to share one method of how to assist someone who has fallen with you. The first thing is to stay calm and keep the person calm as well. Instruct them to lie still and check for injuries. If they're able to respond, ask them if they're hurt and if they can get up. And if they're not hurt and can get up, then you can follow these steps to assist them. I will stress, only try to get the person up if it can be done safely. And most importantly, do not try to lift the person up. I will repeat, do not try to lift the person up. The next thing is to try and get them to push up. Do so by guiding their arms out to the side. Have them bend their top knee and straighten out the leg that's closest to you. Have them then reach their arm that is furthest away from you up and over while pushing with the corresponding leg. Assist them with rolling over at the hip or knee. Place their top hand on the floor and push down while tucking the opposite elbow while pushing up. Tell the person to push up and rest on their elbows while walking their hands to the side in a sitting position. Tell them to sit still for a moment, to let their blood pressure adjust. They've just been through a lot of trauma. The next is to have them turn onto their hands and knees. And in this case, there's a bed, but have them crawl to any sturdy item. It could be a bed, a chair, a couch, even a wheelchair. However, ensure that it's locked in front of the person. Next, help the person place their hands on this sturdy item. In this case, it's the bed. And lift their strong leg close to the bed, ensuring that their heel is directly below their knee. Next is you want to get them to slowly rise. So ask them to place, if you can place your hands on their hips. You now have to assume a squatting position like in this picture. That's to save your back. Use your legs to assist their hips up. On the count of 3, you may guide their hips into the air. You may guide this motion, but again, do not lift the person. If he or she has sore knees, you can use a towel as a cushion. Tell them to pause again and to keep their hands on the bed to allow their blood pressure to adjust. Next, we're going to get them to turn and sit. Have the person turn and gently guide them into the seat. Tell him or her to stay seated for a few minutes and assess how they feel. Call for help if you see fit. And again, most importantly, let the individual's doctor know that they've had a fall. They may need a new prescription for their glasses or review of their medication, or they may need a home safety assessment. but let their doctor know. Preventing health and independence is something that helping yourself, a spouse, or an aging parent to avoid falls, it really does go a long way towards preserving this health and independence. Now, join us tomorrow, Friday, November 13th, for the 411 Vision and Safety Huddle Talk. Huddle Talks are a popular way to engage others, to raise awareness and spark conversations in a very quick way. This awareness activity is designed to provide patients and families visual awareness on the impacts that vision has on the risk of falls, and then engage in discussions on how to foster safer environments, especially as it relates to those with vision impairment. It consists of 3 posters that we'll be using to evoke thought and discussion. So I invite you tomorrow, please join myself, Desiree King, and Dr. Kalani V. Tuitt for the 411 Vision and Safety Huddle Talk. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And remember that all discussions can also be found on our YouTube channel, on the Senior Living 411 Incorporated channel, or on the Senior Living 411 podcast. I am now going to see if there are any questions coming in. I have a question from someone named Jamie wanting to know that if they don't have a phone, should they go to the fallen person first or call for help first? My suggestion would be first to see if the person is responsive. And if they're not, you definitely need to call for help. But first, see if they're responsive. If they're unconscious, yeah, you need to call for 911 first. But see if they're responsive, if they're able to get up, as I said in the beginning. But as I would say as well, when in doubt, if you're not able, call 911. That should be your first go-to thing. But definitely 911 will guide you through the steps on how to check on this person while the ambulance is on the way. But yeah, call 911 when in doubt. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you once again for joining us, and have a blessed evening.